story is everything is going to be completely smooth. Everything is going to go absolutely right with absolutely no bumps in the road. Those of you that have been to a few first nights of racing before, you know that this is not all that uncommon. We apologize. We wish it wasn't that way, but doggone it, that does always seem to be the way it is. Murphy of Murphy's Law mistakes, if something can go wrong, it will, and in the worst possible way. What a heat winner looks like here at I-96 Speedway. Give him a hand as he rolls down the front straightaway. Opening night 2021 season, boy, it was a long, cold winter. I'll tell you what. A lot of tracks had kind of a bad season last year. looks like he might need a helping bumper. He's just kind of sitting there. Doesn't look like he's refiring, getting back under motion. Here we go. Track truck coming along, going to put the push bumper on the rear bumper and help him out.
We're out here at the GLSS with Barry Marlowe, the owner. You've got three series now. You have the Great Lakes Super Sprint, you have the traditional series, and you have the Lightning series. Now you're thinking about doing something unique, which you tested out this winter, which is going to be extremely challenging for people filming. Thank you. The Great Lakes Sprint Car on Ice series. So tell us a little bit about that, and then tell us a little bit about this 2021 season, what you're expecting.
Well, Sprint Cars on Ice, I met up with Nick Berry. Nick Berry's out in New Hampshire. They've been ice racing with sprint cars for a while, and he kind of wanted to expand, but he needed somebody to do it with, and I wanted to do it. So we teamed up with him, and we did our test and tune March 6th up at Houghton Lake, and we hope to have a 6-7 race series for next winter. It'll probably be the last of January through February, maybe the 1st of March. It's definitely a weather deal, more than dirt track racing, but it's going to be pretty exciting and something to do in the winter.
Now tell us a little bit about what you expect to happen this season. Now, April's always a 50-50 chance whether they're going to race or not. You got to race in. So what do you expect out of this season? Now you're going somewhere new this next week too.
Yep, next week we'll be at Wayne County in Orrville, Ohio. The owner over there, we were talking, and he's been thinking about having a 360 race, and he was willing to give us a race, and we're willing to go over there and put on a show. So yes, it'll be a new track for us.
Now, what do you expect the rest of this season to come out like? I mean, you got a lot of turnout tonight, a great turnout for sprint cars. You only have 24 in the feature, so is this what you're hoping for? You got a few new rookies in there, a few new faces. How do these all, when do these all come out? Have you just been kind of watching?
Well, we're kind of where I thought we might be. I was hoping for 36 cars. We ended up with 35. We have a few guys not ready yet. It's early. Last year we averaged just about 26 cars, and I have about 10 new guys signed up this year, so that's kind of where I came up with 36. And we're pretty much on target because some of those guys still aren't here. They're getting ready for the heat races.
Well, get ready for the heat races. We'll let you go because you're going to be a busy man, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Out here at the pits right after time trials with Dustin Daggett. Dustin taking the fastest time out there. Now, how did the track feel to you out there?
Track seems like it's going to be pretty quick tonight. We got this thing buttoned right up. Just making a few minor changes here, and hopefully we can have some good laps in the heat race.
Now, a couple guys got tied up at 3 and 4 there. They had 3 or 4 spin around. How did you handle 3 and 4? I mean, did it feel fast or feel slippery or anything like that? Are you just not gripping? Or?
I don't know if those guys were running off the cushion or what, but I mean, up on the cushion, it had all kinds of grip, and I don't think I ever lifted the throttle off the floor pan.
So you're making some changes to your rig right here. Are you getting ready for the heat lap or for the heat laps or heat races? How do you think you're going to do in the heat races?
Well, we'll see. I think we definitely got a quick car here, so it's anybody's game here. We got a couple good cars starting in front of us and beside of us, so can't take them lightly. So
yeah, no, I put a poll out there real great before we came back over here into the pits, and Sue thinks she's betting on you to win it for the season. So you think Sue's right, or you think?
Well, we'll have to see. That's long. We got a long season ahead of us.
Well, Dustin Daggett, congratulations, and we'll see you here in the heat races right there, the feet.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Down here in the pits with Jared Horseman. Now, Jared, the reigning champ 2020. I know it's a complex season last year, but this year starting off, very first race. You know, how do you feel this year coming into the Great Lakes Super Sprints?
You know, coming off the goofy year we had last year, you know, even with, you know, the amount of races the GLSS did have, 9-10 shows, it was a really good turnout. And, you know, come here tonight with 35, 36 race cars, everybody's first night out pretty much. We're, you know, it's a great car count, great turnout. Great to see everybody back. And, you know, I guess we're expecting kind of the same deal. We're, you know, going to run as much GLSS as we can and dabble in the NRA some. And, you know, just keep racing races. I mean, continually get better, keep working on the car.
Right,
Yep.
Now, you came in fourth fastest here in the qualifiers. You know, then I think you got you in heat 1, I believe. If I remember taking a look at that. How you feel you're going to be on that position?
Yeah, start third. We got to run the top 2 to catch the redraw, but you know, it's hard to do because you qualify good and then you get penalized for being one of the quicker cars. Start third, 2, 3 real good cars right up front with us. So we just got to get a good start, get us into a good position that maybe we can track another car down through the heat race and get in the top 2.
Yeah, we talked to Dustin Daggett just a second ago. Now we had 3 or 4 spin out in 3 and 4. We had 3 or 4 cars spin out 3 and 4 corner.
Right.
Now, how do you feel 3 and 4 went for you?
You know, I was out very early, about the 4th, 5th, 6th car out, and racetrack had a lot more moisture in it. Racetrack's starting to dry out, and you can see that as the cars were racing on it and going through qualifying. Bound up toward the top of the racetrack, so we're trying to put a game plan together to try to sneak around the bottom.
All right. Well, good luck, Jared. We'll see if we get to the
Appreciate it.
tonight.
Thank you.
Everybody getting pushed off here. We want to say thank you to our push truck drivers for making this all possible. Looks like I only see 8 of them making the call. We might have somebody missing in action.
All right, guys, let's line it up. Let's get
Tony Burris in the 58 car so far looking like not making a call. Looks like it's going to be 8 cars for 8 laps. Get them 2 by 2 for you here. The I-96 pace truck leading the field around. Aaron with the green flag in hand to get ready to look them over. Like I said, we'll give them probably an extra lap to warm up, get those temps a little bit up to snuff here. 1 to go this time. With the Buckeye front row of Kobe Allison and Phil Gressman.
Coming to 1 to go. Coming to 1 to go.
And like I said, you want to finish in the top 5 of all possible here, not have to run that last chance race. So as you're watching the battle up front, always keep an eye on that 4th, 5th, 6th positions there. There it is, it's official. The first chalk line of the year has been laid in turn number 4 by Travis Parks. Good job, Travis. He hasn't forgotten how to do that. And no, it's not chalk. It's the cheapest flour we can find at a grocery store. It works just fine.
Green and 4.
Kobe Allison, Phil Gressman going to lead the field to green with Horseman and Rule right behind him. Sineback and Dahlman. Eli Lake and Kenny Mackey going to complete your field for our first of 4 heat races for you. 8 cars, 8 laps. For old green flag in hand by our starter Aaron, and here we go, ready to go green for the 2021 season. Here, green flag! Allison to the bottom, the gas man running the high line. Here goes Gressman by and Rule following him. Look out, Rule out of room and back on the track, and we're still green. Lost a couple spots there, but Ryan Rule in the gas. That's all hanging Ohio driver. Phil Gressman up front. Here comes Horseman flying by Kobe Allison. Gressman, Horseman, Allison, 1, 2, and 3. Rule 4. Steinbach trying to hold on to the 5th spot, and Dahlman 6th. Lightning fast racetrack here, cool in April. Lots of horsepower in the racetrack tonight, lots of bite. It's Phil Gressman, Jared Horseman. The battle starting to develop as Rule gains the 3rd spot over Allison. Ryan Rule up to 3rd, 24 Kobe Allison 4, Steinbach 5th in the 10S. 4 down, 4 to go, 4 fast laps for Phil Gressman, our leader. Jared Horseman trying to reel him in. Rule holds down that 3rd spot. Good, big time cushion developing over turn number 1. Lots of bite up on the high side of 1 and 4 now. Drivers working their way up the racetrack. Gressman, Horseman, Rule, 1, 2, and 3. Battle starting to develop for the 4th position. Steinbach trying to hold on. Here he gets by Allison. Steinbach now 4th. The Michigan driver in the 4th spot. Allison holds on to the 5th and final transfer spot. With Greg Dahlman knocking on the door, but the laps are winding down. Phil the gas man Gressman up front. Jared Horseman reeling him in. Rule in the 3rd spot. White flag flies. 1 to go. Steinbach 4th, battle for 5th. There it is. Dahlman trying to take that last transfer spot from Kobe Allison and makes it stick in turn 1. Hey, we're going to have a race for the win coming out of 4. It's going to be Gressman by a couple of car lengths over Horseman. Rule 3rd, Steinbach 4th. Then for the 5th and final transfer spot at the line, it's Dahlman. How about that for a start to the season, folks, huh? Only a heat race, doesn't pay a nickel, but it's the all-important transfer spots. Jared Horseman almost made it happen out of 4, and Dahlman gets that 5th and final transfer spot. But race fans, put your hands together for the gas man, Phil Gressman. A 2-minute heat race, you gotta love that. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to run the 8 laps. All right, we'll send out our second heat race, same setup. 8 racing laps, 9 drivers scheduled to start. We'll give you the lineup. Out of Napoleon, Ohio, the 27W is Tyler Gunn. Alongside from Plymouth, Indiana, the 16B is Zane DeVault. Row number 2 to the inside, at 23, at Devin Dobie. Devin calls Wapakoneta, Ohio home. I just like saying Wapakoneta. I say that every time. I can't help it. Our fast qualifier of the evening out of Portland, Michigan, 85, Dustin Daggett starts outside row number 2. Row number 3 to the inside. Out of Jerome, Michigan, Keith Sheffer Jr. in the 86, and his high side out of Woodland, Michigan, the 84 is Kyle Pertenga. Row number 4 inside from Jackson, Michigan at Shane Simmons and the 07. From Woodland, Michigan, we got the father and son team in the same race. Levi Portenga in the 1 car starts 8th, and tail on the field, Gary Fritz from Saline, Michigan in the 16 car. So 9 drivers scheduled for 8 racing laps. We'll see if everybody made the call or not. And the top 5 drivers once again transfer into the feature event. Want to do a little travel next weekend, race fans? Next Saturday, the Great Lakes Super Sprints will make the cruise down to Wayne County Speedway in Ohio. It's a nice little racetrack. Check it out. Should have a heck of a field of cars down there. Wayne County Speedway for the Great Lakes Super Sprints next Saturday. And, of course, in a couple of weeks, the 7th and 8th of May, the big one, the ASCS National Tour Sprint Cars versus these GLSS stars right here at I-96 for a 2-day show. You don't want to miss that one. It was a whale of a program last year. Hope to see you there for that 2-day show in May. Drivers being pushed off. 1 last to go, it looks like. We'll see if everybody made it out there in time. Yes, they did. All 9 around the racetrack. So we'll get them pushed off for heat race number 2 for your Great Lakes Super Sprints presented by Engine Pro and ARP. And by the way, my name's Mike Strevel, in case you were curious, wondering who was flapping at you tonight. Okay, we gradually get everybody lined up 2 by 2. Of course, if you're not familiar or not, the racers do have the Receiver communication system, the one-way radio earbuds that all the drivers have. So we can talk to the drivers, get them lined up properly for the realignments and the initial starts. And as the bad joke is, always the greatest thing about it is they can't talk back to you. So we'll get them lined up 2 by 2 here and get heat race number 2 underway.
White flag this time. Give 86 to his place. You give him white. White flag. One to go right here. One to go. Yeah.
There you go.
One to go.
One to go at the line right now. We'll be green next time by. Once again, Tyler Gunn, Zane DeVault, your front row. Devin Dobie, Dustin Daggett, row number 2. Keith Sheffer Jr. and Kyle Portenga in your third row. Shane Simmons, Levi Portenga, and Gary Fritz complete your field. 9 drivers for 8 fast laps around the I-96 Speedway. Thank you for coming out tonight, folks. We knew it was going to be a little chilly. I know we all just wanted to get the heck out of the house and see some racing, so we appreciate your support of I-96 and the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series. Thank you very much, and get ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 2 is going off here at the chalk line at turn number 4 with Tyler Gunn leading the field to the green. We're green once more. Gunn trying to hold on. Whoa, DeVault shot out of a cannon out of turn 2 there. Makes them move, work to the high side, and takes the lead. Zane DeVault, Tyler Gunn, here comes Double D, Dustin Daggett. Daggett racing for the second spot already after 1 lap's in. Daggett now second. Tyler Gunn third. Dobie fourth. Portenga fifth. But up front, it's Plymouth, Indiana racer Zane DeVault in the 16B. Daggett, Gunn, a move for third spot. Devin Dobie trying to make it stick for the third spot. Not able to do it that time on a turn 2. Tyler Gunn holds on to third with Dobie fourth. Kyle Portenga in 84 car in the 5th and final transfer spot. We're staying green right now. Lap car starting to come into play. DeVault's still your leader. Daggett second. Tyler Gunn runs third. Dobie in the 4th position. Kyle Portenga 5th. Keith Sheffer Jr. 6th. Look out, we got one sliding out of turn 4. It's Gary Fritz in the 16. Cautions on the racetrack. We'll slow him down and check on Gary in the 16 car. A slide out of turn 4 into the infield. Bounced off one of the implement tires. Hopefully nothing too serious with Gary. Looks like we're 4 down, 4 to go. You know, Zane DeVault had a nice lead built up there, and all for naught as we'll start single file on the restart here. And Dustin Daggett will be breathing down the neck of the 16B of Zane DeVault. Push truck getting behind the 16. Let's see if Gary's able to fire and continue on or not. It'll obviously be from the tail of the field for the restart. Single file restarts, nose to tail outside of the cone. The famous front stretch cone here that Travis is putting into place right now. Checking up the lineup, make sure everybody's in the proper restart positions. So 4 laps complete and 4 yet to go. All right, looks like Gary's able to fire.
Give him 1 to go this time, by.
Young driver out of Plymouth, Indiana, Zane DeVault.
Yes, 1 to go this time.
Looked good there in the start of the first 4 laps. We'll see what happens now with Daggett and Gunn. I have something to say about it. And keep an eye back there in that 5th, 6th spot. Gives Keith Sheffer Jr. a chance to maybe steal that 5th transfer spot, final transfer spot from Kyle Portenga here.
Green and 4, green and 4.
Zane DeVault, Dustin Daggett, Tyler Gunn, Devin Dobie, Kyle Portenga, Keith Sheffer Jr., Shane Simmons, Levi Portenga, and Gary Fritz, your complete field, single file. All 9 drivers still out there, 4 laps in and 4 to go. Sometimes you got to do it. See what kind of restart we get out of Zane here. Sometimes a little bit slower at the line. Sometimes they'll drop the hammer. The leader sets the pace, so we'll see what happens. Racetrack groove widening and widening. You're seeing the curb developing a little bit up in 4 and in 1. So lots of traction up to the top side of the racetrack. All the drivers must pass to the outside of the cone on the front straightaway here. Go underneath, that's a penalty. Here we go, we're back to green. Zane still in the lead. Daggett second. A heck of a race developed for the 3rd spot. Dobie getting by Tyler Gunn. Devin Dobie now 3rd. Oh, Daggett made a move on the 16. Not able to complete the pass. He gave it a valiant effort. So it's still DeVault and Daggett 1 and 2. Devin Dobie now third. Tyler Gunn fourth. And Kyle Portangen, the 84 car, hold on to fifth and final transfer position. Laps winding down. Zane DeVault holds on to that lead. Daggett looking for a way by, not able to do it that time. White flag flies, 1 to go. DeVault, Daggett, Dobie, your top three. Tyler Gunn in the 4th spot. Coming out of 4, here comes your winner of heat race number 2. Yes, it is. It's Zane DeVault. Dustin Daggett second, Devin Dobie third, Tyler Gunn fourth, and Kyle Portangen, the 84 machine, complete your top 5. Oh, blown tire on a turn 4. Keith Shepard Jr. just made the 8 laps and did a great job of holding on to the car. That right rear goes like that. It makes for a very ill-handling race car. So a nice job by Keith to hold on and get the 8 laps in before that tire grenaded. I don't know if he cut something or just had a wear issue with the right rear, but tough break for Keith. Hopefully he'll be able to get that thing rebolted out of the new tire and run the B-main, but tough break there. Well, Race 50 put on a heck of a show for you. Put your hands together for the winner from Plymouth, Indiana. It's Zane DeVault.
When they get spread out, then start focusing on 1 and 2. When they're grouped up.
All right, we'll quickly send out the heat race number 3 for you. Third of 4 heat races tonight for the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series. Northport, Florida driver Danny Sams in a 24D will lead the field to the green when we send out heat race number 3. Alongside of Danny will be the 14 car of Lyndon Jones. Lyndon calls Edwardsburg, Michigan home. Row number 2 to the inside, veteran racer, the Hoosier Rocket out of Goshen, Indiana. The 19 is Brett Mann. And to his high side out of Lima, Ohio, the 5S is Mad Max Stambaugh. Max starting 4th tonight. Chase Ridenauer, our inaugural champion back in 2016 in the 16W out of Perry, Michigan, starts in the 5th spot. And alongside out of Benzonia, the 8 car is Justin Ward. Row number 4 to the inside, Pearson, Michigan driver Micah Straskis in the 31. And out of Pittsford, Michigan, Zach Brofman in the 52. And completing our field out of Pigeon, Michigan, the 2T is Ralph Brakenberry. 9 drivers scheduled for 8 racing laps as they all make the call to be pushed off over in turn number 2 there. So we'll get them lined up for you and start off our 3rd of 4 heat races.
All right, heat 3, we'll give you a couple laps to warm your engines up, and then we will utilize the pace truck to line up behind.
Four, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Keithy needing a hook there, not surprised. So Keith Shepard Jr. getting a little bit of maintenance from the I-96 wrecker service there, lifting that rear end off the track. Really don't tear up any more of the car than already did happen with that right rear blowing up out of 4 there. So while we do that, we get everybody on the racetrack and we'll get them pushed off in just a moment when it's safe to clear on the front straightaway. Wrecker. Yeah. It's kind of funny they don't want to race around that, just leave it there. It's a debris cut, debris. It's a chicane. Yeah, we'll have a good tan maybe, huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think your flag man grabbed a chunk of it. I don't know how much was laying there, but I saw a piece get thrown behind the wall. All right, we're pushing them off and ready to go for heat race number 3. It's awesome to see the beautiful new Jod's paint schemes of the cars for the first time this year. A few changes to some numbers, definitely some new colors, new sponsors. It's definitely exciting to be out and about seeing the Great Lakes Super Sprints kick off the 2021 season. So once again, the 24D of Danny Sams out of Northport, Florida will be our pole setter. 14, Lyndon Jones from Edwardsburg, Michigan, alongside of him. The Hoosier Rocket, 19, Brett Mann in the second row, and Mad Max Stambaugh in the 5S from Lima, Ohio, outside in row number 2. Looks like we got all 9 drivers scheduled to start this one, so let them warm up here. We think we're going to give them 2 laps to get a little bit of heat in their engines there and get temps up. And then we'll get them lined up 2 by 2 behind the I-96 pace truck. Young driver Danny Stams, I mentioned out of Florida, ran with the ASCS National Tour most of last year. Previous year or two before that, he was running with the Great Lakes Super Sprints primarily. Decided to do a little over-the-road traveling. Got a lot of experience all over the country racing. Some of the best 360 drivers in the country, and those drivers will all be here in 3 weeks, May 7th and 8th, for Sprint Wars, the Great Lakes Super Sprints versus the ASCS National Tour on a 2-day show. So don't want to miss that one. There'll be a ton of sprint cars here that night, both nights. All right, Sams and Jones, the front row. They're lined up properly. Brett Mann, Max Stambaugh, row number 2. Chase Ridenauer, Justin Ward make up your 3rd row. Micah Straskus and Zach Brofman, your 4th row. And Ralph Brakenberry completes your field. And it looks like we're giving the 1-to-go signal this time. We'll go green next time by Travis Parks, our hard-working official down in the infield there. Lays that line down once more so we get a nice, fair, even start. And young driver Danny Sams will lead the field to the green this time for 8 laps. A nice calm before the storm here. Ready to pick up the pace, drop the hammer. Here we go, we're green. Sams goes high. Max Stambaugh goes to the bottom, trying to make a move already. Contact back in the field there. Everything settles down in single file. Danny Sams, Max Stambaugh, Lyndon Jones, 1, 2, 3. Brett Mann in the 4th spot. Justin Ward currently 5th. Mad Max makes the move out of 1 and coming out of 2. We got ourselves a new leader. It's Max Stambaugh. Sams now 2nd. Jones 3rd. Brett Mann closing in. Mann making an inside-outside move. Nice pass there. Brett Mann taking 3rd away from Lyndon Jones. The veteran driver with thousands of laps at the I-96 Speedway making it happen. Lyndon Jones, though, maybe having something to say about that. Working the bottom. The heck of a battle for 3rd spot. Now Jones is 3rd, Mann 4th. Well, that continues to go on. It's all Mad Max up front, followed by Danny Sams. Well, what a race between the 14 and the 19 of Lyndon Jones and Brett Mann. We got a nice little race for the 5th and final transfer spot as well. Justin Ward, Chase Ridenauer fighting for 5th and 6th. It's Stambaugh up front, cruising along. Danny Sams trying to hold down 2nd. Lyndon Jones isn't worrying much about Brett Mann anymore as he is about trying to get by Danny Sams to the 2nd position. So Stambaugh, the race for 2nd between Jones and Sams, then Brett Mann, and now Chase Ridenauer in the 5th and final transfer position. Justin Ward, 6th spot. Lyndon Jones trying to make it stick. Danny Sams and Lyndon, the 2 young racers, having a great battle for 2nd spot. And Max Stambaugh's up front, just had to be all alone up there. White flag flies, a fast 7 laps, 1 to go. Keep an eye on that 2nd spot, fan. That's going to be a heck of a race to the checkered flag next time around. It's all Max Stambaugh up front in the 5M, but the race for 2nd with a lap car maybe coming into play. It's Stambaugh picking up the win. Taking 2nd, it's going to be Lyndon Jones at the line over Sams. Brett Mann 4th. Chase Ridenauer takes the final transfer spot. What a race. Max Stambaugh looking strong in the 5M, but what a battle between 2nd and 3rd just in the heat race. Lyndon Jones, congratulations, you get the 2nd spot. Danny Sams 3rd, Brett Mann and Chase Ridenauer complete your field, making the transfer and easing himself around, enjoying every minute of this victory here as the season gets underway. Max has run a few weeks here and there. Seen him traveling down south, running with the USCS Series in Alabama and Louisiana. They put some miles on. And here likely in Michigan, not so long of a drive, at least tonight. He calls Lima, Ohio home. Race fans, put your hands together for the heat winner, number 3. It's Mad Max Stambaugh. And we'll quickly push out our 4th and final heat race for the Great Lakes Super Sprints presented by Engine Pro and ARP. Lots of room to race out there tonight, folks. It's good to see multiple grooves, high and low, to work out for the drivers. Makes for a very interesting heat race. And just imagine 24 of them on the track at the same time for the feature. We'll get to see that a little bit later on. Heat race number 4 lines up like this. Out of Hebron, Indiana. If I pronounced that wrong, I can't see. My eyes are getting so bad. Yep, it is Hebron, Indiana for Corbin Gurley. 12 car is Corbin Gurley on the pole tonight. Rawson, Ohio driver Ricky Peterson in the 2 car. Ricky took a win here last year with the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series. Ricky starts outside your front row. Burlington, Ontario driver, the 46 is Ryan Conium, inside row number 2. And from Parma, Michigan, the 27 is Brad Lamberson, starting 4th spot. 88N, Frank Neal out of Vickery, Ohio, starts inside row number 3, and to his high side, the Coldwater driver is Logan Easterdy in the 87. Your 4th and final row out of Diamondale, Michigan, Justin Witkowski in the 16. And 54, Joel Hummel from nearby Nashville, Michigan. 8 drivers, 8 fast laps around the I-96 Speedway for our 4th and final heat race for the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series. All right, everybody getting pushed off here. Missing somebody. We only got 7. Okay. Yeah, not a surprise. Joel Hummel was a scratch. He had mechanical problems in qualifying, so it's 7 drivers going to make the show tonight for a heat race. 7 drivers for 8 laps. It's like Justin Witkowski with some mechanical problems on the 16 car. Hopefully he'll be able to fire up here in just a moment. And we'll get our drivers warmed up and then lined up here for our 4th and final heat race.
Idle speed.
All right, we can't have the quad behind the sprint car in order to push it with the push truck. It just won't work. So we got the quad out of the way. And now we can let the push truck do his best to get that car fired off for us here, and we'll get them lined up. It's like Gary's still having some problems, that's Justin. I got so many 16s here tonight. 16X Justin Witkowski having some mechanical problems. Here we go. Cross our fingers, hope it fires.
No gloves? Are you wearing gloves?
Is he going to say yes back to you? All right, we're getting drivers lined up, checking on some safety issues.
16, you can't race without gloves, dude.
Oh, yeah. Black.
Black flag is 16. Black flag is 16, please.
As we line up, race fans, we apologize for a little bit of a delay. What we discovered is one of our sprint car drivers on the racetrack does not have racing gloves on. It's not 1957 anymore. We can't do that kind of stuff where we wear our best work shoes and flannel shirt and go racing. Safety is a must. So somebody was in a hurry to get on the racetrack and does not have their safety gloves on. So we were trying to check and make sure. We hate to send him into the infield or into the pit area and find out he had tan safety gloves on. But either way, they're checking right now to see if he's got gloves.
16.
So we're double checking to make sure, because that'd be a terrible thing to do, to send him in there and find out he does have them on. But the reports from the infield were they thought for sure that he did not have safety gloves on. So as we line up our 4th and final heat race here, we really want to make sure.
They say he's got white gloves, so we're good.
White gloves, there we go. We took a guess. We just had to make sure. Safety comes first. So now we'll get them lined up for you. Apologize the extra couple laps we had to do, but safety's got to come first. All right, once again, our fourth and final heat race lines up like this. Hebron, Indiana driver, at 12 is Corbin Gurley. Alongside Corbin, out of Rawson, Ohio is Ricky Peterson. Row 2, 46, Ryan Conium, our Canadian friend with us. And Brad Lamberson out of Parma in the 27 starts fourth. Frank Neal in the 88, Logan Easterdean 87, and Justin Woodkowski, which we all now know has safety gloves on. Thank you, Justin. We'll go over 7 drivers for 8 laps in our fourth and final Great Lakes Super Sprints heat race.
16, please stop and turn forward. 16, stop and turn forward at the cone.
So it looks like maybe we still have some drama with the 16 car. Here we go. It's a mystery. I know we're all on the edge of our seats wanting to find out. And these drivers just want to go run their laps.
Stop at the bottom of 4, 16. I don't think he has this receiver.
All right, Justin stopped. Travis is going to be over there to check on him to make sure. If it's a safety issue and he's got him on, we're going to let him go back out there and go right ahead and race.
One glove on. One glove. I wouldn't do it. Nope.
Nope.
Send him out. Send him out.
No way. No way. Well,
Borrow one.
make your Michael Jackson joke, I guess. He's got one glove on. I don't know. That's okay. Either way. Yeah. It's too bad to see you there. I'm sure they were in a hurry or something happened, but you can't take a chance. Those gloves are for your own protection. I've seen pictures years ago in some racing magazines of drivers that burned their hands, some fires. You can't do it. You cannot allow somebody to race even with one glove on. There's no way, no how. So safety comes first. We're going to push the 16 car into the infield. His heat race is done. And we'll talk to him about the wisdom of trying to race without your safety equipment on. So. Lesson learned, I'm sure, from Justin. He'll get a chance to race in the last chance race here in a little bit. All right, we'll get them lined up 2 by 2 here and go white this time. 1 to go at the flag stand. Corbin Gurley, Ricky Peterson have been wanting to go to racing, and they're getting their chance next time by.
Don't do it. Don't start. Wave off. Leave the yellow lights on.
Can't go green. We got somebody in the wrong spot down inside of turn number 1 there. The 16 car is definitely not in a safe position for us to go green. We got to push that 16 car into the infield or off the track, one or the other. Let's make up a mind here. There we go. Hard left turn. 1 to go this time. These guys want to put on a show for you. We apologize for the delay. Now we'll do it. It's official. White flag furled. We'll go green next time by. Need a fuel stop and a heat race. Chalk line is laid. Travis is ready to rock and roll turn number 4. Corbin Gurley, Ricky Peterson, Ryan Conium, Brad Lamberson, Frank Neal, and Logan Easterdy make up your 6-car field. One of these guys is going to have to run the last chance race. The other 5 are going to transfer into the feature. But in what order is what we're going to find out 8 quick laps around the I-96 Speedway. Side by side, wheel to wheel, wing to wing, just the way we like it. Here we go. We are green. Corbin holding on, but not for long. Peterson makes the high side work, and Ricky Peterson, now your leader, coming out of 4 in lap number 1. Gurley second, Conium third, Lamberson fourth, and Neal complete your top 5. Ohio Racing, Ricky Peterson's up front, looking strong right now. The battle for second starting to develop. Conium to the inside of the 12 of Gurley. Ryan Conium makes the pass work out of 4. We got a new second spot runner. It is Ryan Conium. Gurley third. Lamberson showing some sparks in the 27. Something from the brakes there maybe flying off the car. Brad Lamberson now in the 3rd position. Corbin Gurley 4th and Frank Neal 5th. But up front it's all Ricky Peterson in the 2 machine. Peterson, Conium 1 and 2, halfway by, 4 laps in, 4 to go. Lamberson running a strong 3rd, Gurley 4th, Neal 5th. Laps winding down for Ryan Conium if he's going to have something to say about that leader, the 2 machine of Ricky Peterson. Lamberson holds down 3rd spot with Corbin Gurley, Frank Neal. Logan Easterdy complete your field. 2 to go this time. Ricky's car is hooked up and looking strong. Going to be one of the favorites in the feature tonight, I feel. Peterson, Conium, Lamberson, 1, 2, and 3 about to see the white flag this time. Peterson, Conium, and Lamberson, 1, 2, and 3 cross the line. Corbin Gurley, Frank Neal run 4 and 5. Down the back stretch into 3. The two machine, the Ohio driver, Ricky Peterson, about to take the checkered flag. Yes, he does. The winner of our 4th and final heat race for the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series is Ricky Peterson. Ryan Conium settles for 2nd. Brad Lamberson 3rd. Corbin Gurley 4th. And 88N of Frank Neal complete your top 5. Logan Easterly complete your field. Race fans, put your hands together. The Rawson, Ohio racer looking strong tonight. Ricky Peterson takes heat race number 4. Well, we're going to turn things back over to Bear. We'll get our lineups put together for our B-Main and our feature event, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Out here on the I-96 Speedway. Down on a Friday night opening race of the 2021 season. I'll try not to let that happen again. Watch Mr. Wilbur in the 0 car. Buckshot is known more commonly in the 0 car. Had a few laps around a number of racetracks. car entry in the 73 car. Avoiding that hoorah there in the number 2 car. Right up there running in the 3rd spot. John Hopkins, 64, and Brian Renshaw. Taylor Carson in the 42. Bruce Howard, the 77 car. And Mike Kulikowski in the 10K car. Rounding out the field. There is your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Give a round of applause. Caleb Versace. Caleb Versace is victorious in that. And thank you, John. One shot. He's a 0 car at the time. And he's the guy to get around. Double 0 car, Mike Noble in the 2RM, Michael Rogers in the 17, Paul Navy in the 74 car, Jake Henley in the 25, Carlin Forsythe 67, and 02M, Eric Myers wheeling that one. Bobby French in the uh-oh car on the outside pole. Watch him as he takes the main flag. He's a canny fox. He's been around the track a few times. Our four current drivers are ready. The Blankman is ready. The big in the 74 car inheriting the lead. Paul has been active in motorsports for, I'm not going to say since I've been announcing, but he's been active in motorsports. Front-wheel drive out on the I-96 Speedway organic racing surface. Jeremy Wilbur, 99.5, John McInerney, 41 Austin Sloan, 0 Mike Courier, 31 Trent Kingman, 69 Hunter Miller, 17 Joey Eller, and last but not least in the 13 car, Colin Preston. Front-wheel drive class warriors. Down the next straightaway, everybody where they should be, door to door, side to side, up and down. Ashley Geisbrecht in the 6-car, Taylor Hinkley 47, goes to the other position here. That's another one of those bad starts. Caleb Hinkley on the pole in the 37 car. Watch him out of the fourth there, Caleb Hinkley is taking a green flag here in second. Watch him out of the fourth on the I-96. I'll tell you what, Nick Geneva in the 44 car, he's charging hard. Caleb Hinkley's going to have to work at staying out in front of this event. Hinkley in the lead, but he has got Nick Geneva right behind him, ready to take over that number one spot. Jason Wirtz, 14W, he wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, everybody figured I can win this one. We got a lot of laps left to go. Watch him out of the fourth turn. Is your winner in the 44 car. Put your hands together. I've just been handed a message from Starfleet Command. The winner of the 50-50 drawing, the blue ticket, 076686. Winner in the 50-50 is the blue ticket, a blue ticket, 076686. Fifty winner, blue ticket, 766686. Somebody could let me know when that's picked up. I can quit bothering the people that didn't win it. 50-50 winner, blue ticket, 076686. 076686.
All right, don't forget, this is the free preview week on Epcot Kent here, I-96, with the Hometown Media Network.
Winner, go to the ticket booth window.
Going to load up a couple interviews we just got done doing.
Blue ticket, 076686.
I think the little kid's coming out here in a second.
To the ticket booth window.
And then they're going to do that last chance sprint. And just a little bit here. It is a nice and chilly night out tonight. So if you're watching this from the comfort of your home, I envy you. Nice 55-degree night out here. I don't think it's 55 degrees. It feels a little bit colder than 55. Let's double check ourselves here. Well, it says 55 on our weather. If you're watching the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series and you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, why don't you post in the comments, tell us where you're watching from and who you're rooting for.
Check out the track. That's the story to bringing out the Great Lakes Super Sprint event. Lightning fast battery change for the batteries in Mike's Mike. Okay, we're going to turn the microphone back over to Mike. Mike with a microphone. I've never had one before, Bear. Yes, it's D-Main time, last chance time, 12 laps. 4 drivers are going to be happy making a transfer. Everybody else is going to load the cars up on the trailer and watch the D-Main with the rest of us. On the pole, this one, the 24 machine is Kobe Allison. Kobe will start pole, Lima Ohio driver. Alongside of him, out of Jerome, Michigan, Keith Shepard Jr. in the 86 starts alongside. Row number 2 to the inside, Pennsylvania, Michigan racer Justin Ward in the 8 car, and starting 4th in the D-Main, Coldwater, Michigan driver Logan East in the 87 car, starting 4th. Kenny Mackey calls Brooklyn home in the 25M, starting 5th, and alongside out of Jackson, Michigan, Shane Simmons is in the 07. Row 4 inside, Pearson, Michigan spot inside row 5. Eli Lake
Well,
and
Robert, you got
with
the,
the
just got the warm weather down there
starting
because
seventh
it's
and 16
definitely
car.
not 68
Zach
degrees.
Kaufman in the 52 starting in inside
Just
row number
went
6.
into the press box and told
We
the
got
guys to turn
Ortega
up
out
the
of
heat
Woodlands.
outside
And
because
Rough
it was a
Ravenberry
little chilly up here on this road.
field. We had a couple of scratches. It looks like Tony Burr, Joel Homo not making the call.
B-main, it looks like. So we're getting lined up behind the push trucks are getting ready to go, so we'll get them set off here in just a moment. So it looks like we're going to have 13 drivers for 12 fast laps around the I-96 Speedway for our Great Lakes Super Sprints B-main event. A 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, 9, 10, 11. You're close.
We're good to fire.
Hello.
We'll give you a couple of laps to warm it up real quick, and then we'll line it up behind the pace truck again. 12 laps of this.
Push trucks pushing off our B-main event. And give the drivers a couple of laps to get the cars warmed up properly.
Correct. Check that.
Well, thank you once again to our hard-working push truck crew. Getting everybody.
Unmute until you're in victory lane. But these guys will normally come up here on the front stretch. So wait until you're good 3 feet away from those.
Seeing everybody's going to make their call. Not scheduled to be 13 drivers for 12 laps. We're trying to see if everybody's going to make it out there or not. We had a couple of cars of mechanical difficulties scratching for the evening. So we'll get lined up 2 by 2 for our B-main here, and 4 drivers will go to the 25-lap main event.
This is mini wedge 10 to 14 A main lineup.
There should be down there.
They're calling for it on radio.
Can you send that down?
Redraw for the top 8 drivers to finish in the heat races. Line up our first 4 rows. We'll give you the lineup after the redraw to let you know who's on the pole of the main event here in just a moment. So once again, 24, Kobe Allison, 86, Keith Shepard Jr. scheduled to be our front row in this last chance race.
All right, guys, let's find your position. Pace truck is on the front stretch. Find your position on the front stretch.
There he goes. There he goes. Kobe Allison working his way to that pole position. Alongside of Keith Schiffer, he's in the proper start spot. 8, Justin Ward, 87, Logan Easterdy are going to make up row number 2. And these lineup procedures also help get the cars warmed up and ready to go before they drop the hammer. 360 cubic inch engines under the hood of these sprint cars, pushing out 750 horsepower now. Basically about a 2.5 to 1 weight to horsepower ratio. It's pretty amazing. That's where you get the speeds you get out of these cars. Top wings are 5 feet by 5 feet. The front wings are supposed to be 2 feet by 3. They do run, of course, the methanol alcohol.
That lineup is not ready yet. 07.
We're missing a couple of cars scheduled to start in the middle of the B main there, so we got a little adjusting to have to do to the lineup.
16 X Witowski's out there.
Yep.
16
Fitz is not out there.
Well, the front row is properly where they belong, that's for sure. Kobe Elson and Keith Sheffer are ready to go. Justin's inside row number 2. Logan Easterly schedules our 4th in this one. The 87E has not made the call. Tough break for Logan. Would have been in the 4th starting position, so we're moving a couple drivers up here in the proper starting spot.
2T following out, 70 pulling up. Just like that.
Yep, might as well keep it that way.
Give him 1 to go this time.
Zach running to get the 1 to go this time.
1 to go.
Tough break for Logan. Also looks like the 07 car might not have made the call as well. Opening night jitters for a lot of the race cars here. Understandable here. They've had all winter work on them and still some things maybe that's not quite right. So it will be a 12-lapper still. Had a little adjustment to the lineup here, but still ready to go, and 4 drivers are going to make the feature event. I-96 pace truck going to head into the infield. We'll get ready to let them loose, and Kobe Allison and Keith Sheffer Jr. are going to lead the field to the green. 1 to go this time at the line. Justin Ward, Eli Lakin now make up row number 2. Kenny Mackey and Zach Brofman make up row 3.
All right, green on the white on the front stretch. You're happy with it, right, White?
I'm happy with it because it's gonna filter out here quick anyway.
Green is 4, 12 laps.
Kind of hard when missing 3 cars.
So I think we got 10 drivers still out there for 12 laps, and 4 of them making the main event. Pace truck pulls into the infield, and Kobe Allison and Keith Sheffer Jr. are going to lead the field to the green this time, and the white line is laid down in turn number 4 for the initial start of our B main. 20 drivers locked into the 25-lap main event. 4 more to go. We'll find out in 12 quick laps who they're going to be.
Sorry, White. I'm in the way, man. Just shove me. You're gonna miss me next week, I'm telling you.
So young driver out of Ohio, Kobe Allison, going to lead the field to the green this time. Nice and slow pace, side by side, just the way we like it. Here we go, dropping a hammer. We're green. Kobe Allison, Keith Sheffer, Eli Lakin, 1, 2, and 3. Justin Ward in the 8 car in that 4 spot. Keep that battle in that mind there between 4th and 5th. Kenny Mackey, the veteran driver, dive bombs Ward, taking over 4th position. Mackey now in the 4th spot, Ward 5th, Brofman 6th, but up front it's Keith Sheffer Jr. looking good, the 86 car, followed by Kobe Allison and Eli Lakin. Sheffer, Allison, Lakin, 1, 2, and 3. Look out, we got a car going on the infield. Brakenberry, looks like he's safely out of the way. We can stay green though, so for help with some mechanical problems, pulls it in the infield, we'll keep it green. Still Sheffer up front, Allison 2nd, Lakin 3rd, Mackey 4th. Micah Strauskis in the 5th position, and then Justin Ward running into 6th. Keith Sheffer Jr. in the 86 car looking strong up front. Then it's Allison and Lakin. Mackey, the top 4, was pretty much strung out as we close it on halfway through the last chance race. Keith Sheffer Jr., Kobe Allison, Eli Lakin, and Kenny Mackey hoping to hold on and take those top 4 spots to lock into the main event. Next time by, it'll be 6 laps in and 6 to go. Lap traffic going to start coming into play here for our leaders. Allison closing the gap between himself and the leader, Sheffer. Keith Sheffer Jr., Kobe Allison, 1 and 2. Eli Lakin in the 3rd spot. Track's starting to take a little bit of rubber, getting a little bit slick out there. See some black grooves developing out of turn 4 and going into turn 1. Sheffer Allison, 1 and 2. Lakin 3rd, still Mackey 4th. Top 4 drivers still holding on to those positions to make the feature event. Working their way around the 16X of Witkowski. Kenny Mackey closing the gap between himself and 3rd place running Eli Lakin. And Kobe Allison still trying to reel in the 86 of Keith Sheffer Jr. Just a handful of laps to go. The 86 is Sheffer, the 24 Allison, 1 and 2. 70 Lakin in the 3rd spot. And Kenny Mackey in the 25M runs 4th. We might have ourselves a race for the win of the B main yet here before this is all said and done. Sheffer running high, Kobe Allison looking underneath, and then on turn 2, here comes the new leader. Going into 3, can he hold on? Kobe Allison trying to hold on to the spot and makes it happen with a white flag flying. Great timing by Allison. We'll see if Sheffer's got anything to say about that and can make a move to get it back. Allison running low out of 2, then he goes up the back straightaway a little on the high side. Low again in 3, holding on to the lead in the B main and picking up the win. It is Kobe Allison. Keith Sheffer Jr. 2nd spot, Eli Lakin 3rd, and Kenny Mackey in the 25M, your 4th and final transfer car. With 31, Micah Strauskis is 1 transfer spot out of the main event. Nice little B-main, 12 laps in distance. Keith Sheffer had it most of the way, but not at the end. Race fans, put your hand together for the Ohio racer, the winner of the B-main tonight, Kobe Allison.
Once again, 50-50 winner, blue ticket, 076-686. 50-50 winner, blue ticket, 076-686. Now, while we undergo a little track preparation, be a good time to get down to the concession stand. Grab yourself something warm to take care of those hunger pains. So something hot to drink, coffee or hot chocolate down there. And just as quick as we can to get yourself a little work, and we'll be back right.
Here in the pits with Phil Grassman. Now, Phil, you ran solid. You know, you had a great run. Came out winning the feature, the heat race #1. You know, how are you going to run in the feature here against, you know, Daggett and Devon right behind you?
Well, Dustin and I are good friends there, and you know, we help each other a lot, and there's a lot of respect there. But this is our first night on a new car, and we're learning with it, and hopefully we hit it right. We plan to put this thing in the winner's circle.
Now, a lot of guys are trying to run up high in the cushion. Some guys are running low. How did you feel? Where did you find your sweet spot at tonight?
I think you'll find a lot of momentum around the outside. Yeah, the bottom's there, but with so many cars, I think they'll wear the bottom out. And I I think your lane's still going to be keeping the momentum and let it rip.
All right, well, we'll see what you do here on the feature. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm here in the pits with Zane DeVault, the Heat Race 2 number winner, you know, taking out the big man Daggett. How did you run up there? How'd that feel?
Yeah, that was pretty good. You know, Daggett's definitely one to beat. You know, we had a mid-race caution. I saw he was going to run the bottom, so I was a little nervous on that. But you know, our Kircher motor, it pounded the top and got us around there. You know, can't thank the guys enough. We're busting our butts and came out here to do one thing, and that's the win. And hopefully we can do it. We start third in the feature and see what we can do.
Now you had you guys, Daggett tried to really come after you after that restart. 4 laps to go. You held your own. He did try to put a little pressure on you. You know, you knew he was back there, so you had to keep scooting. So what are you going to try to do when you go into the feature here, starting out third?
Well, you know, we're starting right behind Daggett, so you know he's a veteran, you know, in Michigan stuff and everything. So you know we got to kind of keep pace at the beginning, but I think speed at the end is going to be key. You know, it's going to slicken off quite a bit. I don't know if it'll keep a curb or not like it is. It's got a little bit of a curb while we were out there, so I don't know. I don't know what really the key is tonight. There's a few guys making the bottom work, so you can either loosen her up a little bit and run the curb if it's going to take the curb and hope it stays, or hope the bottom don't come or set up for the bottom. So I don't know what we're going to do. Crew's kind of talking back and forth, so we'll see.
All right, well, good luck tonight in the feature.
Thank you.
There you go, you have it. A couple of the heat winners. And talking about strategy coming into the feature, you know, both of them starting behind Dustin Daggett. Daggett, fastest time tonight, wins pole position. Setting up for going to be a good feature race. 24 sprint cars already out there, or going to be out there tonight. 35 showed up. And 9 of them going to be sent packing. Or 11 of them. I can't do math tonight. Sorry, it's pretty cold out here. So we just had the last chance heat race, and the 4 atop will advance into the feature of that one. So it's going to be setting up for an exciting feature main race tonight. Hang in there tonight right here on the Hometown Media Network, and don't forget, free preview weekend. Tell your friends, family, and whoever else, because this race is going to be exciting. And you know what? The fans are starting to clean out here at I-96. They came out here early, and only the diehards are still out here because it is not a warm one. Let's just put it that way. I'm expecting to see snow here anytime soon, but we're still out here. We're still filming, and the crew is down there in the press box. They are keeping things moving right along. And the I-96 Speedway is open for business for the 2021 season. If you want to come out here or get tickets, just go onto their Facebook or their website, as they have all the listed races. And you heard a couple weeks from now, we're going to have the AMCS taking on the Great Lakes Super Sprints in a shootout 2-day challenge. Next week, however, we're down in Wayne, down in Ohio, for a sprint car series down there. I hope you'll be tuning in right here on HMN Racing and on Hometown Media Network as we get things moving. With the Great Lakes Sprint Car Series, our second year. Our first year in 2020, you know, it was such a goofy year. I mean, everybody remembers that year. We try to forget it, but it's still just lingering on. But fans are excited to come out and get out on the race course and or out on the racetrack. I should put this on the little kids running here. Sorry about that. But 2021, at least the tracks for now are open. We don't see them closing as long as people are adhering to the face mask and staying away from each other, social distancing. They're going to try to keep these tracks open. And for the most part, everybody tonight has been very compliant. Everybody wants to watch the races. They don't want a repeat of last year. Tracks opening and closing, opening and closing. It was very frustrating for a lot of tracks. So this year, people are really following the rules, trying to keep the tracks racing, keep the people running. And we applaud everybody, whether you like it or not. You know, we're all just trying to just get through this mess until we can hopefully not have to deal with the mess. Don't forget to check out the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series on Facebook and on the website. They have the updated schedule. Now, they do not show the traditional or the Lightning Sprint Series on Facebook. Don't forget to follow and like them. All you have to do is just go to those other pages, the traditional series as well as the Lightning Series. Follow and like those pages as well, and it has their schedules on there too. So all the schedules for the Great Lakes Sprints are not all together. They are actually on their individual Facebook pages and on the website. So if you don't have a sprint car series, we do have several races that are separated this year. So if you don't see the race or find out where it's coming near you, you can watch it right here and watch your favorite drivers challenge every week right here on the Hometown Media Network.
Your leader, one more lap before we go to green on these mini wedges. Green this time by. Momentary spin, but the 46 kept it running, just bring out a yellow.
between all the social media and the websites. So you got some of your favorites out there. Going to be racing tonight. Pole position, Dustin Daggett. Right behind him, Phil Gressman. Jared Horseman's going to be out there as well. I think he's running 8, I believe. I think he drew the number 8. What do you guys want to see win it for the first race of the 2021 season? Let us know down in the comments.
White flag, green next time around for the mini wedges. Got him in for the lead down the bank straightaway. 71 car trying to move on the outside of the 27.
Comments? Nobody knows who's going to win? Well, I guess that's the best way to be. These mini wedges are just about done. if he's going to pull it off.
Doing a little off-road there in the infield. 71 is your lead car. Green and white together, one lap shootout. Hang on to her. Your winner in the 71 car. You know, gang, watching those little mini wedges, they're fun to watch. And there are going to be racers that come out of the mini wedge class and go on and do wonderful things in the racing world. And this is going to be what they look back on as their moment, their first moment in motorsports. Okay, they tell me these particular competitors are a little older, a little more experienced. Coming to green next time around, your mini wedges. Number two, getting out there and figuring the safest place to be is out in front where there are other cars around you. But you gotta watch out for them tires. They will jump out and grab your car. Do the same thing with sprint cars, thankfully. Battle up front for that number one spot. Being currently scored in the number one position. White flag, less than half a lap to go for your driver of the 21 car. Victorious in that slightly faster mini-weight heat. winning the first little race. Carson, how's it feel to pick up a win?
Great.
And who would you like to thank for your win tonight?
All my sponsors, Prime FX, two people here, Ryan and David, my mom and dad, McClure's Body Shop, Corner Market, and Farmer Dave and Lindy, Grandpa and Grandma D, Solomon.
All right, that's our winner, Carson Crosby. We'll get our second winner in here in just a minute. That's Dominic down there with the pit side reporting. All right, once again down here in victory lane, we got our older mini wedge winner, Landon Needling. Landon, how's it feel to pick up the race win?
It feels good.
And anyone else helping you out here to get the win tonight? Any sponsors, any thank yous you want to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors and everyone who supports me and my parents.
All right, that's our mini wedge racer. We'll send it back up to the booth as we get ready for the big track show. At I-96 Speedway. Watch him out of that fourth turn. Flag was just a green flag in his hand. We're ready to go. of the world. So you want to get in the race car, we'll follow the wheels. is the 2019 track champion here in I-96 Speedway. And it doesn't appear he's forgotten a little bit about the track. Top 5 assembled on the front straightaway. Jeff Ray in the 12 car, Sharon Young the 570, Gary Vandermark in the 10 car, Aaron Ray in the 04 car, and your winner in the 71 car, Brendan DeYoung. Now we're going to throw it down to Dom, the pit reporter. All right, Don Santana down here with our race winner tonight, and Brendan DeYoung. Brendan, man, you had to work for it tonight. It looked like they were checking out up front a little bit, but man, what a race that one was here tonight. But first and last restart really helped you. What did you see and how did you get it done tonight?
I was just watching the line that he was running. I just figured I can't follow him the whole time, so we got to try something new. I thought we were going to clip the infield tires for a minute, but I don't know. We're here in Big Green Lane. Let's go.
Yeah, it was an exciting run here tonight. And what do you have to say for all the fans that came out and watched tonight? Because you guys put on a show.
Thanks for staying out here. I know it's cold. We're all cold, but thank you. We've all appreciated it.
And who would you like to thank for your win tonight?
Oh, man. First of all, I got to thank my crew. My old lady, the new baby we just had. If it wasn't for all them, I wouldn't be here. All the sponsors we got. Team Tech, Seatbelts, Experience Essentials, Rusty Severs Motorsports, Brandon Trainees, and Doyle by Brandon Turner, Johnny Wise Rod Shop, McKenzie Construction, Corner Market, and there's Walter Acres. There's a couple. I'm sorry, I'm just ready.
All right, let's get it up for the race winner here tonight, Brendan DeYoung. goes down the front straightaway. Well, race fans, as you're seeing, 24 of the best sprint car drivers of the Midwest hitting the I-96 Speedway 4/10 mile oval. We had one scratch, unfortunate bit of news. Wapakoneta, Ohio racer Devin Joby has scratched the 23 car. He was scheduled to start 10th in our feature tonight. So Devin's a scratch, and first alternate Mike Ostrowskis makes it in the show. So tough break for Devin, good break for Ostrowskis. Here is your AMA lineup for 25 laps, $2,000 going to the victor tonight. On the pole.
Now in the race, Mike Ostrowski starting 24th. On the pole tonight. Fast qualifier. Looking good in the heat race. How about this? Drawing the one pill tonight. You got to go buy some lotto tickets. Michigan racer Dustin Daggett on the pole in the 85 car. Alongside of him, the 7C, our 2019 champion. It is the gas man, Phil Gressman, in the 7C outside your front row. Row number 2 to the inside from Plymouth, Indiana, and the 16B, that's Zane DeVault. And his high side, Edwardsburg, Michigan. The 14 is Lyndon Jones. Inside row number 3, Ricky Peterson, the feature winner here last year at I-96 Speedway, calls the Roslyn, Ohio home, and he's in the 2 car starting 5th on the high side. Was going to be Max Stambaugh. Max, unfortunately, a scratch. Ryan Conium, our Canadian visitor from Burlington, Ontario, in the 46 car inside your 4th row. And to the high side, the 2-time champion at GLSS, that is Jared Horseman out of Cloverdale, Ohio, in the 17. Runner-up in the point standings last year out of Coldwater, the 71H, of Ryan Rule. And to his high side, the Parma, Michigan driver, number 27 is Brad Lamberson. 24D out of Northport, Florida, and a little warmer down there than it is here tonight, I bet. Danny Sam starting inside their 6th row, and to his high side, Tyler Gunn out of Napoleon, Ohio, in the 27W. Inside row 7, the 10S is Jay Steineback from Hudsonville, Michigan, and Corbin Gurley, the Indiana racer, in the 12 car to his high side. The Hoosier Rocket, Brett Mann, starts inside row number 8, calls Goshen, Indiana home in that number 19, and Kyle Portenga from nearby Woodland, Michigan in the 84, outside of row number 8. Row 9 to the inside, Bellevue, Michigan, 49T is Greg Dahlman, and out of Vickery, Ohio, the 88N of Frank Neal to his outside. Chase Ridenauer and Perry, Michigan driver, the 16W, driving for Greg Wheeler, inside row number 10. Keith Shepard Jr., out of Jerome, Michigan, in the 86 car, outside row 10. Kobe Allison, winner of the B-Main, makes the show with the 11th row inside starting position. And Kenny Mackey, veteran driver from Brooklyn, Michigan, in the 25M. And finally, our final row, row 12, is Eli Lakin, out of Buchanan, Michigan, in the 70. As I mentioned, first alternate, but making the show with a scratch. Mike Ostrowskis out of Pearson, Michigan, in the 31, completes our 24-car starting lineup. Everybody's on the racetrack. Push trucks lined up all over the track. We use the entire racetrack to help do the lineups and get ready pushed off. And it's, gentlemen, start your push truck time. Off we go to start our lineup for our main event of 25 laps. We can't play cold as ice.
For now.
I need to watch. I'm just doing an intro and that's it.
Frank Neal going down the front straight, 8888, and here comes
I should say wave flat. Now I'm done.
Max Stambaugh in the 5M, 27W, Tyler Gunn.
You read in the lineup that Max scratched, so I was like,
No, Dobie. Yeah, I was getting my Ohio drivers mixed up there. Want to apologize for Max there. Got a bunch of drivers, but it's Devin Dobie in the 23 car was our scratch. I had all my Ohio drivers. Hey, my brain's a little froze. It's opening night. What can I say? Sorry, Max. Didn't give your fans a heart attack there for a second. Max Stambaugh looking good for the feature win tonight, but Devin Dobie, tough bit of luck as Dobie is out and Mike Ostrowskis able to get in the show as our alternate. Everybody getting pushed off. Great job, all our record drivers, push truckers. So get everything moving along. They'll head to the infield. Crews inside the mini track there. It's got a nice spot to have everybody. They're ready to go in case of a tire change or something there. They can help out. And we hope they can just sit there for 25 fast laps and not have to do a darn thing. That's what we're crossing our fingers for. So give them a couple laps to get warmed up here. Then we'll get them 2x2 for you. Timing and scoring, keeping an eye on the field here. Make sure we get them lined up in the proper starting positions. We do know that Dustin Daggett and Phil Gressman, two of the champions of the series. Dustin was the 18 champion. Phil the 19 champion. We'll line up on that front row. Track's clear, except for your pace truck. Pace truck's on turn number 4, so we'll get our lead cars behind him and get them lined up 2x2. The scoring check and make sure everybody's in the proper position.
pace truck in turn 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Let's get up to the pace truck right spot.
Drivers from Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Florida, and Canada with us tonight. Fighting it up for 25 laps for the $2,000 first prize prize, and also 23 races for points to continue to run the entire year to hopefully win this 2021 championship for the GLSS, presented by Engine Pro and ARP.
Give me a thumb up when you're ready for.
Right, yep, they got to do scoring, make sure we're lined up.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. I get it.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Checking our lineup, make sure everybody's side by side in the starting position they're supposed to be in. Talking to the drivers over the receiver radio system to give a couple guys the position they're supposed to start in, and then we'll get them lined up 2x2.
Go, find your spots, please.
We definitely know the 85 and 7C are our front row.
You're on half.
It's there, 24 and 25. 25 is going to go up alongside.
All right, 25 pull up in there. Let's get paid.
One or two drivers need to get moved in position here to get lined up properly for the 2x2. The front couple rows look good. Scoring in the tower, checking everybody, making sure they're in the proper starting positions.
On the front stretch, 1 through 6, rows 1 through 6 split. Rows 7 through 12. Pull right out of that. I know.
Race fans, it was a long, cold winter for many of us. We're happy to be here. It might be a little chilly tonight. Thank you for sticking it out and hanging around at I-96 Speedway tonight to open up the 2021 season for the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series. We're so happy you decided to come out here and be here. But you know what? You know how this works. We can't start a Great Lakes Super Sprints feature without the full-wide salute to the great fans of I-96 Speedway. So it's time. You want to get warm? You want to warm up a little bit? It's time to get up. Make some noise. Get ready. Take some pictures. Get those phones fired up. The four-wide salute for the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series presented by Engine Pro and ARP to the great fans of I-96 Speedway. Here they go through 3 and for the most beautiful sight in motorsports. Coming at you right now. Make some noise! 24 of the best drivers in the Midwest going to do battle for you race fans here at I-96 Speedway. Wheel to wheel, wheel to wheel, wing to wing, wing to wing.
You're good, split.
Nice job, drivers. Thank you, race fans, for supporting us in the racetrack. We'll see you here in 3 weeks for Sprint Wars. Now we get them lined back up 2 by 2. We'll give them the 1 to go signal. Hopefully here if we can get them back lined up fast and properly. Scoring, checking them over. White flag flies. We'll go green next time. Dustin Daggett, Phil Gressman, your front row. Zane DeVault, Lyndon Jones, row 2. Ricky Peterson, Max Stambaugh, row 3. Ryan Conium, Jared Horseman, make up your 4th. $25 laps. There's a lot of quality cars right alongside. I'm going to have a lot to say about that. Daggett, Gressman, DeVault, Jones, your first 2 rows. Ricky Peterson, Mad Max Stambaugh about to let it loose. You ready? They're ready to put on a show for you here at I-96 Speedway. We're green. We get lap number 1 in the books, and it's Phil Gressman up front, followed by Dustin Daggett and Zane DeVault and Lyndon Jones. Jones makes a move to take the 3rd spot. Big time slider in turn 4, able to hold on, but loses a couple of positions. It's Stambaugh and Horseman breathing down Lyndon Jones' neck. Mad Max Stambaugh looking good alongside a Horseman there, but up front at the gas man, Phil Gressman. Dustin Daggett 2nd spot. DeVault 3rd, Stambaugh 4th, Horseman 5th, Jones 6th. Gressman shot out of a cannon in that 7C car. Marshall Campbell's got some power under the hood of that car tonight. Daggett 2nd, DeVault 3rd, Stambaugh 4th, and Horseman still 5th. Lots of action throughout the field. Lyndon Jones running the high side in 6th and turn number 2. But up front, it's all Gressman coming out of turn 4 this time. Look out! Contact between Daggett and DeVault, and they're able to continue on. They bounced wheels off of each other. A sure accident. Lucky break for both those drivers. Will stay green. It's still Gressman up front, then DeVault. Max Stambaugh now 3rd spot. Daggett drops to 4th with Horseman breathing down his neck. Horseman in the 5th position, about to take 4th away from Double D and does so. It won't be long before Phil Gressman starts to work lap traffic. Gressman is hooked up tonight. Gressman, Stambaugh, 1 and 2. Dustin Daggett hits the wall, breaks a tire. I don't know if the contact Daggett made with DeVault out there affected the 85 machine, but holy cow, to a halt and a slide, and a great job by several other cars to avoid the 85 machine. And unbelievably tough luck for our fast qualifier Dustin Daggett as he sets inside the front straightaway near turn number 1. How many laps?
I know I did.
7 laps complete, 18 to go. Safety crew looking over Dustin Daggett. He's hoping it's just a flat tire, but I got a feeling it's more than that. I think some suspension pieces might be busted up on the 85 car, and that very well could be the end of the evening for Dustin Daggett. Phil Gressman, unbelievable run here at the first 7 laps. The 7C hooked up on the rails. Now we get a chance for Max Stambaugh to see if he has anything for the 7C early in this one. Zane DeVault, Jared Horseman run 3rd and 4th, followed by Tyler Gunn in the 27W. Ryan Rule in the 71 in that 6th position, and Lyndon Jones in the 14. Scoring, checking over the field to make sure everybody's properly aligned for the restart here. Single file restart, nose to tail down the front straightaway. Once we make sure scoring's proper, and we take care of Dustin here for a horrible end to what would like to be a really good evening for the 85 car. Well, the record crew on the scene with Dustin. And checking over the lineup here, making sure everybody's where they need to be. Sounds like we heard we wanted to hear. Lineup is good. That's great news. So, Ohio drivers 1st and 2nd. Then we got ourselves a Hoosier in 3rd spot and Zane DeVault, followed by our 2-time champion Jared Horseman in the 4th position. So a single file restart. Lineup's looking good. A little bit of maintenance needed to the 85. Unbelievably tough break for Dustin. Had a top-notch ride. Looking to pick up another win here at I-96 Speedway. Not to be. Maybe 3 weeks from now for Sprint Wars, we'll see Dustin in victory lane here at I-96 Speedway, but it won't be this evening. Yeah, it's broke. So Dustin safely into the infield, out of harm's way, and we'll get back at this as soon as we can. We might see the one to go this time. Looks like we will. So 7 laps in, 18 yet to go for your Great Lakes Super Sprints A-Main, presented by Engine Pro and ARP. Phil Gressman's been running that mid to high line, looking really strong in the 7C. We'll see what Max decides to do. And Zane DeVault with a contact he made with Daggett. I'm surprised there's nothing wrong with the 16 car, because holy cow, they made some serious contact out of turn 4 a couple laps ago. But there he hangs, running in the 3rd spot right now. We'll restart it next time by. The gas man, Phil Gressman, will lead the field to the green. A long way to go in this A-Main yet, 18 laps to go. Gressman, Stambaugh, DeVault 1, 2, and 3. Horseman 4th. Here we go. We're green, 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 green. Gressman off and running. Stambaugh 2nd. Look out, 3 wide. Look out, big time contact. Zane DeVault in. I believe Tyler Gunn. Yes, made contact in 3 and going into turn 4. There was 3 wide over there, and it did not pay off too much for Gunn or DeVault as Tyler Gunn cruises to the infield. Zane DeVault inside turn number 4, sending her safety crew quickly on the scene. But man, oh man, they were 3 wide over there, and it's surprised everybody didn't end up in that one on their side. And unfortunate bit of luck for Gunn as the crew checks over the car, making sure is it just a wheel or is it suspension parts on the 27. Zane DeVault with the push truck behind him. Zane might be able to refire. Unfortunately, if he does restart, I believe he'll have to start at the tail of the field as part of the caution. But Phil Gressman, man, oh man, the 07C is running strong tonight. Max Stambaugh still 2nd spot with Horseman 3rd. Ryan Rule now in the 4th spot, and Lyndon Jones 5th, Brad Lamberson 6th. Danny Sams looking 7th here. No. 7 laps still completed, 18 to go. The lap was not completed. 7 laps are in, and that lap was not completed, so we go back to the last fully completed lap. That's how the scoring works. So we'll try it again with still 18 to go. Going to give a push to the 16B and hopefully able to fire. We'll see what happens with Zane here in just a second. Crew working hard on the 27 car to see if the 27W Tyler Gunn's able to continue or not. Hoping it's pretty minor. They got the old cart down there. Looks like he's scratched. Tough break for Tyler Gunn. Unfortunate bit of luck there as he had a heck of a run going. Crew was hoping and crossing their fingers it might be a minor repair they could do, but he's out of the car. It looks like the end of the night for the 27W. And now we'll see if Zane's able to refire in the 16B or not. And if it is, he'll be starting at the tail, and we'll go back at it here in just a moment. Well, there's the good news. It's running. Hopefully the contact wasn't too severe and mess up the handling on the 16B machine. I guess we're about to find out in a lap or so when we go back to Green Flag Racing. So it's Gressman, Stambaugh 1 and 2, Horseman 3, Rule 4th, and Lyndon Jones your top 5.
7 laps complete.
Brad Lamberson in the 6th spot. Danny Sams running 7th.
White flag.
White flag out right now. We'll go back at it next time. 2 of Ricky Peterson behind Sams, followed by Ryan Conium and Greg Dahlman. We'll go green next time by with still 18 laps to go in our A main event for the Great Lakes Super Sprint Series.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We got a ways yet.
The crafty veteran Phil Gressman to see what kind of restart he does this time. Sometimes they lag it down a little bit. Sometimes they drop the hammer. The leader sets the pace. We'll find out what happens here. Nose to tail is how the restart will happen, and Phil Gressman will lead him to the green this time by. Here we go back at it. The green's waving. We are back in racing. Gressman running high. Stambaugh tried to low move it. It did not work. Matter of fact, it cost him second spot because Horseman's now second and knocking on the door of the lead. Gressman, Horseman, Stambaugh, 1, 2, 3. Stambaugh's got the car rolling again and trying to take that second spot back from Horseman, but no luck. The Ohio racers duking it out for second and third. It's Phil Gressman, your leader. Stambaugh to the bottom. Horseman running the high side. That time Stambaugh's in the second spot. Nice race going for second and third. We got a red flag at turn 4. Eli Lake does a slow tumble in the 70 car, turn number 4. Greg Dahlman also involved in the infield. Anytime a car goes over, automatic red flag to make sure the driver's safe. Safety crew quickly on the scene to make sure Eli's A-OK. We'll get a report out of turn 4 and let you know as soon as we know. He's good. That's the good news. The safety equipment did its job. Eli Lakin is okay in turn number 4 in the 70 car, and a tough bit of luck there for Eli, and the old wing did its job protecting them. And sometimes it's just easier getting a driver out of the car after you get it back over on all fours, and that's exactly what they did. And there's Eli claiming out of the car. He's okay. Boy. Slow tumble. That doesn't mean it doesn't still hurt. That's for darn sure. So Eli Lakin, glad to see him out of the 70 car. The young driver been running 4 or 5 years now with us, and glad to see he's okay. We'll get the car fixed here. But now Greg Dahlman sitting in the infield as well, was slightly involved in that with a push Jeep behind him. Hopefully the 49T will be able to continue on. The racing was really getting exciting up front though, wasn't it, folks? 9 laps are in. Gressman up front, but the battle for second and third between Stambaugh and Horseman was incredible. With them changing the second position, I think all 2 or 3 laps there once we were restarted because we had Stambaugh in second, followed by Horseman, then back to Stambaugh, running high, running low. So lots of places to race out there tonight, which is what you can ask for a racetrack, is have all kinds of room to run, and that's what we got here tonight at I-96 Speedway. So we'll get the push trucks out here just as soon as we can to get everybody re-pushed off and started again as soon as we know Eli's okay and the car is going to get pulled into the infield. Greg Dahlman, not sure the status of the 49T. And hopefully he'll be able to continue on as well with a little assist from the push Jeep. So we'll see what happens.
What was that? The tire get him? Somebody?
I don't think so.
Eli got clipped, I think.
Yeah. I think Greg just kind of bounced off him, just trying to miss him.
49 spun.
Is he, Joe? Just a minute that I'm looking over here.
Yeah.
I really come back and I glance
Yep.
and I'm seeing.
Well, Dolman was a victim of circumstance. No, Dolman spun out. Okay. It was his fault. It was his fault. Okay.
So 49 and 70 involved. Trying to push the 49. Hopefully you're able to fire up or not. Getting push trucks lined up behind the cars to get them started just as soon as we can. Tough break for the young driver, Eli Lakin in the 70 car, but glad to see he's A-OK. Still 16 laps to go, 9 laps in the books. A little bit of maintenance needed on turn number 4. Eli did a little bit of digging into the racetrack there, so we'll get that packed back in, and off we'll go to continue on with our A main event. Next Saturday night, the Great Lakes Super Spencer cruise down into Buckeye Land, to Wayne County Speedway. First visit there in quite some time, so you want to check out where we'll be next weekend. Saturday, it's Great Lakes Super Spencer in Ohio at Wayne County Speedway, and the Michigan guys got to do a little driving for once instead of the Ohio cars that come up this way. So hope to see you down there. Dahlman getting pushed into the infield. Looks like the 49T is either going to the work area, maybe to put a tire on.
Eli is done. Dahlman's going to work area.
So it gives Greg a bit of a chance here to change that tire if that's all it is. Hopefully that's what they're crossing their fingers and hoping it is. Jack going underneath the 49T. And with the red flag, he's got a little bit extra time than normal to get that thing changed over. Maintenance continues in the bottom of turn number 4 there. Doing a little pothole repair. And then we'll push our A-main lineup back off again for you for a restart. Dahlman's crew thrashing on that 49T, hoping to make it back out here before we go back at it. So they are doing their best to get it ready. Ready to push them back off here and go.
I'm running between you at the bottom of 4 there, right? In the middle? Right here. Packers, when we start back up, run between the officials at the bottom of turn 4.
Got a little packing the track doing a turn 4, so we're going to ask the field to run through the bottom side there in 4 a couple times. Smooth out the old rivet there that Eli put on the racetrack. So it won't take too long to get that run in with all these sprint cars we still love down here. These big wide Hoosier tires. So we're kind of asking the drivers to assist with smoothing out turn 4 to be for their benefit when we go back to green. So drivers being pushed back off here. Then we'll get our lineup put back together for you and go back at it with still 16 to go.
Who will Dahlman go behind?
Dahlman is going to go behind the 25 of Mackey.
49T.
Good job by the Dahlman crew. Looks like the 49T will make the call to get back out there. He will catch tail there and end up back behind Ken Mackey there. Still on the lead lap, though, with lots of racing yet to go. So Greg can work his way to the front. So that'll be a nice little show to watch back in the field, seeing how Greg can work his way through with still all these laps yet to run. But up front, it's the show and a half with Gressman, Horseman, and Stambaugh put on a whale of a race. And Ryan Rule, I think, starting to want to get involved in the mix as well.
The cars can't slow down as much as you can.
We appreciate the racers helping out, pack in turn number 4 there, get that smoothed up, and race ready. So checking over the lineup to make sure everybody's back where they need to be. Just 1 or 2 cars left to be pushed off. So Chase right now, we're getting his assist on the back straightaway. It's like he's the last car that needed to push. So we'll get our lineup put back together for you and get back at it. That truck.
That's a special effect.
So we know the 7C of Phil Gressman is your leader. We got to get Stambaugh and Horseman back up front, and that's what we're doing right now. And with this time down with the red flag, we'll see what happens. Sometimes these race cars have a chance to get real ill handling. Cool temperatures like tonight can mess up with the tire pressures. Handling of the cars might get us a little bit screwy for a few laps here as we go back to green.
5 behind the 7, 17 behind the 5.
So it'll be interesting to see what effect maybe the red flag had on some of the cars.
17 behind the 5, please.
Went back to the last fully scored lap, and in that last scored lap, it was Stambaugh in front of Horseman because he was in the second spot right down the front straightaway here.
27, Boyd.
So it is 7C, 5, and then 17, your top 3. Then 71, Ryan Rule, 14, Lyndon Jones.
27 and 2. 27 in front of the 2.
24, 27, and 2.
We go back a lap. Right, yeah. Are we good now? 7, 5, 17, 71H, 14, 20.
Lineup's looking pretty good. We're all ready to go at it. Close to 1 to go here, and Phil Gressman will lead them back to the green.
12, 88, 86, 24, 16. Yep. 25, 49. Lineup is good.
Lineup is good. That's the words we wanted to hear. 1 to go this time at the line for Phil Gressman, our leader.
1 to go at the line. 1 to go. 9 laps complete.
16 laps still to go. Buckeye drivers 1, 2, and 3. Then we got the Coldwater, Michigan racer, Ryan Rule in the 4th spot.
Green and 4.
We'll get the green next time by. So once again, that wily veteran, the gas man, Phil Gressman will lead the field to the green. We'll see what kind of restart we get this time. They've been nice and smooth so far, but Phil sets the pace. We'll see if Stanbaugh goes low again, a Horseman high, or maybe vice versa. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here with strategy. With 16 laps to go, here goes Gressman dropping a hammer. We're green, green, green. Gressman, Stanbaugh, Horseman, 1, 2, and 3. Rule 4. Jones now 5th, but here comes Lamberson. Lamberson making a move into the top 5 with the brakes to sparking. Danny Sams in the 7th spot, challenging for 6th right now at Lyndon Jones. Kenny Mackey heads to the infield. Looks like his night is done. It's still all Gressman, followed by Stanbaugh and Horseman. Incredible amount of racing throughout the pack. Mid-pack, a lot of side-by-side action, but up front it's all Gressman. The race for 3rd now growing as Rule makes a move by Horseman. Ryan Rule in the number 3 spot. Horseman now 4th. Winding up almost to the halfway point with Gressman and Stanbaugh 1 and 2. Caution flag for the slowing car of Brad Lamberson. The 27 Lamberson slowing down the backstretch. Tough break for Brad, was running in the top 10. We got car pointed sideways in turn 2 off the top of the track. So Brad ends up stopping at the top of turn number 3, the 27. Not sure what the problem is. If it jumped out of gear, if he's got a flat tire, it's kind of hard to see from way over here. But either way, tough break for Brad. And I guess Jay Steinbeck from Hudsonville off the turn number 2 as well. So we got 2 caution cars on the track. Halfway there now, 12 laps in the books, 13 to go. And Gressman up front once again. But man, oh man, we got a nice little race for 2nd developing still with Rule now. Knocking on the door of Max Stanbaugh. Stanbaugh 2nd, Ryan Rule 3rd, Horseman now 4th, and Danny Sams unofficially in the 5th position in the 24D. We'll see if Brad's able to continue or not with assist of the push truck or to the work area. We'll know that in just a moment. And we check on OJ off of turn number 2 as well to make sure what's going on with the 10S. So the lineup on the track is good. We just got to see what's going to happen with the 27 and the 10S machines, and we can go back at it with 12 laps complete and 13 to go. Oh, Brad taking a hard left into the infield. That's not a good sign. I don't think he's going to the work area from the looks of things. So yeah, looking like Brad's night might be over there from the looks of things in the infield over by 3 and 4. Tough break for Brad, the Parma, Michigan driver. And Jay getting assist of a push truck as well, and understanding that very likely Jay is going to continue on. Lineup is proper. That's a good thing to go. We're just about ready to give him the 1 to go signal as soon as the 10S is able to fire. And there off rolls Jay Steinbeck.
White flag. Next time by. Can we just go green and forward? No. I'd rather not. Come on, pussy.
Phil Gressman up front at the halfway point. Mad Max Stanbaugh 2nd. Ryan Rule 3rd. Jared Horseman 4th. Danny Sams in the 5th spot. Lyndon Jones runs 6th. Ricky Peterson 7th. Chase Ridenauer 8th. Ryan Conium 9th. And Brett Mann now into the top 10. White flag this time. We'll go back racing next time around. Well, looky here now. The 27's coming back out as we were out writing them off. Push truck heading behind the Brad Lamberson machine. So maybe we spoke a little too soon.
We're waiting. We'll let him go again. Wave it off. We're going to go one more lap.
So whatever it was to the 27 car wasn't that bad after all.
No white flag this time.
Push truck has lined up behind the tail tank of the 27. So we're hoping to see. Yeah, it looks like he's going to make it. That's good news for Brad Lamberson.
That was my bad there. Should I just say go? No.
No. Yeah, there's more than the wishful thinking of just a tire. That was obviously worth a shot, but quickly a hard left. Brad didn't like something to handle on the car and don't want to go on the racetrack with a broken race car. So we'll get him pushed into the infield safely out of the way, and we'll go back at it.
Give him one here? Yeah. Go on at the flag stand. One at the flag stand.
One at the flag stand right now. We're going green next time by.
Green and four.
Can't. Still halfway. Gressman up front. Stambaugh right behind him. Ryan Rule on the move. A lot of racing yet to go. We'll see what happens. We're going to go green this time on a turn 4 with Gressman leading the field again. Mad Max Stambaugh in the second spot. Ryan Rule third. Jared Horseman fourth. And 24D of Danny Sams, our Northport, Florida visitor, in that fifth spot right now. At the halfway point, we're going back to green. Here we go. Rule trying to find a way around Stambaugh as Gressman up front, halfway right now. Danny Sams starting to put the pressure on Horseman for the fourth position. A 3-wide battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Ricky Peterson. Chase Ridenauer and Lyndon Jones. Ryan Conium starting to knock on the door for the 8th spot and makes the pass. Up front, though, it's still Gressman. Stambaugh 1 and 2 with Rule third. Horseman in the 4th spot. We're going caution once again. We got a car sliding to the top of the track in turn number 2.
Second. He was out for a tire.
Second out, he just goes to the field. How many laps is he?
14 laps in, 11 to go.
Find your spots.
These starts and stops got to be driving Phil crazy. He's up front. He's about running out of tricks on how to restart these races. Plus what happens to the car every time they slow back down. Those tire pressures change on these sprint cars. Those Hoosier tires can be really finicky. So we'll see what happens. Going to make for a great finish, though. So we're working on the car in turn number 2. Is that Jay? Is that Jay? Jay Steinbeck, the Hudsonville driver, sliding to a stop on turn number 2. Second caution for the night for him in the feature, so I believe that'll be it for Jay. 11 laps yet to come.
How many crossings for you?
So it's still Phil Gressman, Max Stambaugh, Ryan Rule, your top 3. Horseman 4th, Sam's 5th. Ricky Peterson in a 2-car, currently running 6th spot. Chase Ridenauer 7th, Ryan Conium 8th, Lyndon Jones 9th, and Brett Mann completes your top 10, and Corbin Gurley in the 11th spot on the restart here.
You want to just go green?
Hey kid, if you want, it's up to you. Make sure everybody's ready.
All right, let's give him 1 to go.
Give him 1.
Coming to 1 to go. 1 to go.
And I got to fire up the beginning. We didn't get a chance to last technician. Oh, I know a lot of fires too. I was so frustrated last night.
I'm going to give him the white to go. We had to get the 10S car off the track. That was Jay's second caution in the feature, which 2 yellow rule means you're off the track and done for the night if you cause 2 caution flags. So we had to get Jay off the racetrack, so we couldn't go green that last time by. But we'll go green next time by, that's for sure. White flag flying for Phil Gressman, our leader. Gressman, Stambaugh, Rule, still your top 3. Horseman and Sams complete the top 5. Nice and slow for Phil Gressman this time. Waiting a little longer before he drops the hammer. See the old veteran tricks there. And we're off again. duking it up with Stambaugh for second again. They're going to make the pass in turn number 3. And does. Rule now second. And he's not settling for second. Ryan Rule making a move for the lead on Gressman. The gas man Phil Gressman trying to hold off Ryan Rule. Stambaugh third, Horseman fourth. 10 laps to go still, and Rule coming out of turn 1 as the leader. Can he hold on? The Steve Smith Motorsports 71H is your new leader. It is Ryan Rule. Rule, Gressman 1 and 2. Stambaugh third, Horseman fourth. Ricky Peterson in the top 5. He stayed green. The car got back on the racetrack. No harm, no foul. It's Rule up front. Gressman second. Stambaugh third. Horseman fourth. And Rule is gone. Half a straightaway lead for Ryan Rule, the Coldwater, Michigan racer. The battle continues for second, third, and fourth. Gressman, Stambaugh, Horseman, and Peterson. 3 wide at turn 2. What a move. Stambaugh, Gressman, Horseman sliding around, giving each other sliders. For second, third, fourth, and Ricky Peterson getting involved as well. 4 Ohio drivers fighting it out for second, third, fourth, and fifth. But up front is the Michigander, Ryan Rule, our leader. Coming close to that tire. Ryan Rule up front, working his way through lap traffic. The laps wind down. Jared Horseman second, running the high side. Ricky Peterson now third and Stambaugh fourth. Bill Gressman fades to fifth. White flag just about ready to fly for our leader, Ryan Rule. Rule deal with lap traffic, just about bounces off the 24 of Kobe Allison. 2 laps to go. Horseman closing in on Rule. Ricky Peterson running a strong third. Rule having a heck of a time with the lap traffic, giving Horseman some opportunity to gain. 1 lap to go. Here comes Horseman to the high side. Rule running low. It's a half a lap. It's going to be close to the line, folks. Ryan Rule trying to hold on. Here comes Horseman. Boom, it's Rule. Horseman 1 and 2. Peterson third. Stambaugh fourth. Bill Gressman holds on for fifth over Ridenhour.
Check this out. Top 3 to scale. I need the 71.8, the 17, and the 2. 71.8, the 17, and the 2 in the scales.
Well, it took a while to get going, but once it did, it was definitely worth the wait. The Ohio drivers settled for second, third, fourth, and fifth, but from Coldwater, Michigan in the 71H, put your hands together for Ryan Rule.
Make sure we thumb the bullets, like up by the victory lane poster.
Yeah, they need to go in front of the, right in front of the I-96 victory lane. That was fun.
Yeah, it turned out to be a good show.
Actually, the last couple
Congratulations, Ryan Rule, our feature winner of night number 1 of the 2021 season for the Great Lakes Super Sprints presented by Engine Pro and ARP. What a show it was. And Ryan Rule comes out on top of that Steve Smith Motorsports 71H. Congratulations. We'll see you down the road. And lose the voice in the feature. Tell it's early in the year and it's cold.
Chase Ridenhour, 13 positions.
That's a nice job.
Yep. Make sure I verify. Tell him it's going to be a minute for the technical checks. What is Jim? Hello? Hi, I just got on one of my features. I still got a few more to go. I had a score not show up. Yeah, so Janet, what are you doing? So I got street stocks in
when they're going through the scales out there. That's where the cones are set up, just to make sure everything was legit. I want to thank you for watching tonight. Don't forget, next week we'll be down in Ohio. Follow us on hmnracing.com. Scales are complete. And I guess they're going to say that everything looked good to go. As Ryan Rule's going to take the checkered. As he unbuckles, takes off the old helmet and gloves on a cool night. And the fans start to clear out even more in the stands.
I'm down here with the third place finisher tonight, Ricky Peterson. Ricky, track looked like it worked in pretty well. What did you see from the driver's seat?
Yeah, you know, the track's good, it's wide, it's racy, for the circumstances given, I think it was a good racetrack, and, happy to be here. Obviously bummed out that, we got off to a bad start in the race and fell back there to, 9th, 10th. Happy to get back to third, but extremely bummed out. Zach gave me a good race car, and, I made some mistakes, but congrats to the 71 team for winning, and Jared for running second.
Yeah, cautions got in the way there in the middle part of the race. Did that affect your charge to the front a little bit?
No, I don't know. I think we were better on green flag runs, so I was, I kind of hated seeing those cautions, but that's the way it goes, and that's racing.
And who would you like to thank sponsor-wise here for your third place finish tonight?
Yeah, definitely Sour Mugs Tavern, Biennial Construction, Waynesfield Raceway Park, Nagy Equipment Sales, Brave Breed, Simpson Chiropractic, and my family, Tim Denning, Gary Benjamin, Stan, Zach, my whole family, my grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, Savannah, everybody. It's a true team effort, and I'm just happy to drive it.
For third place finisher tonight, Ricky Peterson. All right, we'll move over here to our second place finisher here tonight, Jared Horseman. Jared, second place run there. Looked like you might have just ran out of a few laps. You were coming for the race lead. Is that the case, or what did you see?
Yeah, I think like Ricky said, we kind of ran out of some laps toward the end. The car was getting better and better. I had to stay committed to the top in 4. I just couldn't roll the bottom, as best as those other guys could. But once Rule got around me on the bottom of 1 and 2, I got down there, and the car actually rolled pretty well. So to start 8th and end up 2nd, I'm happy with.
Opening night of the season here at I-96 Speedway, second place, not exactly where you want to be, but it has to be a good start to the season, right?
Yeah, it's our opener, GLSS opener, and our first night out for the season. So I'm ecstatic with the way the night ended and the way the car performed.
And who would you like to thank for your second place finish tonight?
I got to thank the crew, everybody that helps me back in the pits, the wife and the 3 girls, putting up with what we do, and all the sponsors on this race car. I can't thank those guys enough, and just gotta thank all you fans for sticking this out.
All right, let's give it up for a second place finisher, Jared Horseman. We'll go over here and get your winner. All right, we're here with the race winner tonight, Ryan Roll. Man, the car looked mighty fast there at the end of the race. What did you find after that last restart?
It was kind of a last-ditch effort. I wasn't finding anything, and I slid the wing back. I didn't think it was going to help, but on that last restart, it started cruising, and I caught the guys in front of me and slowly got past them. And it was fading at the end, but figured if I hit my marks, it'd be tough for somebody to get around me.
All right, man, you start the season off with a race win. How does it feel for the team, and does it give you momentum going throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. We actually started in February, and it's been a dismal season, so I'm super happy for the crew. They got some new sponsors to keep them going, and yeah, they've worked their asses off. Got to thank my wife, dad, and this is my daughter's first race, so pretty special.
And anyone else you'd like to thank here tonight?
Just Steve Smith, his wife, his family, the crew, Ty, Zach, they bust their asses on this thing.
All right, let's give it up for our race winner tonight, Ryan Rule.
We want to thank you for watching tonight. This is a copyrighted presentation of the Hometown Media Network and the GLSS. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or retransmission of descriptions or disseminations of this race without the express written consent of the Hometown Media Network is expressly prohibited. For myself, Scott Pianta, and the GLSS crew and racers, I want to say have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next week in Ohio.